Hi, do you have tight calves and you want to know how to stretch those the best way possible? I'm here to show you. So I am outside in my beautiful backyard because my favorite way to stretch calves is using a step, and this is just a great step to use. You can certainly use a step in the house, but if you do have like bare tiled floors or hardwood floors, I do suggest wearing some shoes, some slippers, putting down a towel or an area rug, something to cushion your foot, because we never want to, when we're stretching, to push like our heel into a hard floor, because that itself could cause some soft tissue damage. So with that, again, I'm wearing my shoes. I've got a step here. So again, this can be done in the house or outside. I like doing it on walks. A curb outside is great. But so you're going to go up to that step or curb, whatever elevated surface you have, and you're going to square your hips with that surface. You're then going to place the ball of your foot, so that's like where past the toes, we want to be a little bit lower than the toes, again onto that ball of the foot at the far end of the foot. So I'll just go ahead and show you. So right around this area is where we want that support to be underneath the foot. If it's further down the arch, that's also okay, but we don't really want to be trying to stretch the toes with this. We want to stretch the calves. So I'm going to start with my left leg here. I'm putting the ball of my foot up on the step. And I start with a little bit of a bend to my hips, to my knee, and you might even need to, adjust that a little bit depending on your flexibility. So again, based on your flexibility, you'll move as far as you can. I am hypermobile, so I'll likely be stretching my calf further than most people will. So don't try to go for my level, but go for what's comfortable for you. So once you're in this position, what you're going to do is work to straighten that leg first. That's going to be the most important thing, because if we don't straighten out that knee, then we will not be stretching out the gastroc, which is the largest muscle in that lower leg. So we want that leg straight because the gastrocnemius crosses the knee. We need that knee straight in order to stretch it. So we've got the ball of the foot propped up on the step. I'm going to straighten out my knee, and from there, if it's comfortable, I can step my other foot forward. And so from here, I am focusing again on squaring my hips with the wall in front of me, so that way I have equal pressure from the middle side to the outside of my foot. If I'm leaning one way or the other, it is going to shift where the stretch is. But what I suggest doing, especially with really tight calves, is setting a stopwatch in this position and watching it go for about 3 minutes. Because again, if anything is really tight, we want that 3 to 5 minutes to allow that fascia to warm and start to remodel. If you do a stretch of anything that's really tight in your body, 3 to 5 minutes every day for a week, you're going to notice a huge difference. Now again, my calves aren't too tight right now, so I'm kind of getting right into it. But generally what this will look like, again, if they're really tight, you'll likely be more back here, and you're going to start to feel that stretch. I want you to start with just where you start to feel the stretch. So one mistake a lot of people make is they just go, oh, I got to feel it, it's got to burn, No. We don't want that stuff. We want to go where, okay, I'm starting to feel the tissues lengthen, and that's where you're going to hold. And you're just going to breathe. You're going to breathe like that calf alone is doing. You're breathing. Every exhalation is softens, and you're just going to, again, take this time to breathe. I don't want you looking at your phone, checking out social media or anything. I want you breathing through that calf. You're going to breathe through it for about 30 seconds. Eventually you're going to be like, I don't feel much of a stretch anymore. I can move forward. And then you will shift yourself a little bit more forward. And you're going to continue that process over that 3 to 5 minutes. Once you're done with the one side, of course you want to do the other, especially if they're both tight. Now, if you have only, maybe you injured one, maybe one is exceptionally tight, the other isn't, I suggest then starting with the tight side, stretching the less tight side, and doing the really tight side again. If your less tight side really moves into that stretch easily, don't worry about the 3 to 5 minutes, but give it a full 30. Muscles need 30 seconds to stretch. Fascia needs about 3 to 5 minutes to start warming, to become softer, and to lengthen, to adapt to that change. Now I can feel there's a difference on this side, so this side I'm definitely going to hold a little bit longer. I'm guessing that the difference is not real obvious by looking through the video, but I can certainly feel it, especially at the medial side. So here as I turn away, it's not necessarily quite as deep. As I square my hips, oh, I can really feel that. So I'm just going to pause and breathe right through that calf. Again, I'm not focusing on my nose, I'm not focusing on my lungs, my chest, anything like that. I'm focusing on that calf muscle, that gastroc alone, wherever I'm feeling the tension. becoming longer, softer, looser with each exhalation. And again, I'll hold this for about 3 to 5 minutes. Now, why do I recommend this? Because your calves and feet are very closely connected. Not only are they close in proximity, but the fascia that goes down the back of your lower leg also becomes the fascia of the sole of your foot. So if you have plantar fasciitis, if you've ever dealt with plantar fasciitis, burning, feelings of ripping or tearing in the soles of the feet, spasms, cramps in the lower legs, feet, things like that, you could be potentially on the verge of getting plantar fasciitis. Now, I also want to interject that magnesium is a really important supplement that most people are deficient in. So if as you start to do this, your muscles start to cramp and spasm, that is a big indicator that you could be deficient in magnesium. So you'll want to do a little bit of reading about magnesium. Glycinate tends to be a good, well-rounded form, but when our muscles don't have enough magnesium, they cannot relax. Our muscles require calcium and potassium to contract, magnesium in order to relax. So if they're just contracting, they can't let go, that's a big indicator that you don't have enough magnesium. Other indicators of being deficient in magnesium would be that you have a foul mood or depressed, that you're constipated, and again, those muscle cramps and spasms. So those are 3 big indicators of magnesium deficiency. And so again, you can just do a Google search on that. Glycinate is a good, well-rounded form. There's a variety of options. Skip the oxide. I will put that in there. Oxide is what you're most likely to find at your local CVS or Walgreens, anything like that, local drugstore. You don't want that oxide. So anytime you buy magnesium, I encourage you to turn that bottle over, read the ingredient list, and if it starts with oxide or if there's oxide anywhere in there, put that back. See what else you can find, because if you get the magnesium oxide and you start taking that, you might as well just stand over your toilet and just kind of shake it right in there instead of into your mouth, because it is just going to go through you without really helping your tissues function any better. So magnesium is used in so many different parts of the body, including the heart. They say that people who are deficient in magnesium, oftentimes they're seeing a cardiologist for heart issues, and once they do incorporate magnesium, then their heart even starts functioning better because that muscle too can relax. But so again, between this stretch and increasing your magnesium consumption, there's a good chance you are going to be feeling so much better in your lower legs and feet. And that just makes the whole world a whole lot happier, doesn't it? So enjoy that stretch. I hope that works for you. Please feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Be sure to like and subscribe and look for more. Thank you. Have a great day.